Leo, if you have recently felt that something inside you is changing, even though you cannot fully explain what it is, pay attention. August 2026 is not an ordinary month for you. It carries a powerful energy of visibility, personal transformation, career movement, money decisions, emotional revelations, and choices that could influence the direction of the months ahead. Something that has been quietly building may finally become impossible to ignore. A message could arrive at exactly the right moment. Someone could reveal information they have been keeping to themselves. An opportunity may appear unexpectedly. Or you may suddenly realize that a goal you once considered impossible is actually much closer than you thought. At first, you may not understand how all these events connect. But as August unfolds, the pattern becomes clearer. You are entering a period where the person you have been pretending to be and the person you truly want to become can no longer live separately. And Leo, that realization can change everything. If Leo is your sun sign, you may feel this energy strongly through your confidence, career, relationships, creativity, and personal identity. If Leo is also your rising sign, the transformation can become even more visible, affecting how people see you, how you present yourself, and how boldly you pursue the life you want. So if this reading resonates with you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Stay with me because August has an important message about your career, finances, love life, social circle, emotional growth, and one opportunity you may not want to overlook. The beginning of August may immediately remind you of your own strength. You may suddenly feel more motivated to take control of situations that have been drifting for too long. You may decide that enough is enough. Enough waiting. Enough doubting. Enough trying to make other people comfortable while your own dreams remain on hold. But there is an important difference this month. You are not being asked to prove yourself. You are being asked to understand yourself. That is a much deeper journey. Leo, you have a natural desire to create, lead, inspire, and leave an impact. But sometimes you can become so focused on being strong for everyone else that you forget to ask whether you are actually happy. August may bring that question to the surface. What do I really want? Not what looks impressive. Not what makes other people admire you. Not what proves that you succeeded. What actually makes you feel alive? That question may quietly guide many of your decisions throughout the month. Your career becomes one of the strongest areas of movement. If you have been working hard without receiving enough recognition, things may finally begin shifting. A manager could notice your abilities. A client may offer you more responsibility. Someone important could recommend you. A project you worked on quietly may suddenly receive attention. Or you could be presented with a new role that allows you to use your talents in a much bigger way. And Leo, don't automatically reject an opportunity simply because it looks different from what you expected. Sometimes the next chapter does not resemble the dream you originally imagined. It may be better. If you are considering changing jobs, August encourages you to think beyond salary. Look at growth. Look at freedom. Look at the people you will work with. Look at the environment. Look at whether the position allows you to become more of the person you want to be. Money matters. But so does the life you are building around that money. For Leo entrepreneurs, August can bring an especially creative period. You may think about launching a personal project, starting a business, building an online presence, creating videos, developing a personal brand, teaching, writing, designing, selling something, or finally turning an idea you have been discussing for months into something real. The universe is encouraging you to stop waiting for everything to be perfect. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a beginning. A small beginning can become something much larger. One video, one customer, one conversation, one product, one decision. The important thing is movement. Your natural leadership qualities may also attract people who want to work with you. A networking event, professional meeting, educational opportunity, or social gathering could introduce you to someone who becomes valuable later. Remember this: success rarely travels alone. Sometimes the person standing beside you at the beginning becomes part of the story you tell years later. Financially, August can bring encouraging developments, but it also asks for discipline. You may see an opportunity to increase your income. A delayed payment could arrive. A side project may become profitable. A new client could appear, or an unexpected financial possibility could emerge through your skills. But there is another side. Leo loves quality. You may want the better version, the more expensive version, the thing that makes you feel successful. And there is nothing wrong with enjoying what you earn. But August asks you to distinguish between reward and impulse. Before spending a large amount, ask yourself whether you are buying something because you genuinely need it or because you want to prove something to yourself or someone else. That small distinction can protect your financial progress. If you are considering an investment, read every detail. Do not allow confidence to replace research. Do not let excitement make the decision. Your financial future deserves more than a moment of enthusiasm. And during the second half of August, you may discover that one of your natural talents can become an additional income source. Something you do easily may be valuable to someone else. Your creativity, your communication skills, your ability to organize, your leadership, your sense of style, your ability to entertain, your ability to teach. Do not underestimate what comes naturally to you. Sometimes your greatest gift feels ordinary only because you have lived with it your entire life. Love becomes much more emotionally meaningful as August progresses. If you are already in a relationship, you may want deeper honesty. You may no longer be satisfied with simply spending time together. You want to know where the relationship is going. You want emotional security. You want loyalty. You want to know that your partner is genuinely proud to have you in their life. A serious conversation could take place during August. You may discuss the future, commitment, marriage, living arrangements, money, family, shared plans. At first, this conversation could feel intense. But if both people are honest, it can create greater trust. Because sometimes a relationship becomes stronger not when everything is perfect, but when two people finally have the courage to discuss what is not perfect. However, if you have been feeling ignored, unappreciated, or emotionally neglected, August may make those feelings impossible to hide. You may finally realize that attention is not the same as love. Someone can admire you and still fail to understand you. Someone can want you and still not know how to care for you. And Leo, you deserve more than being admired from a distance. You deserve to feel emotionally safe. If you are single, August can bring an interesting romantic possibility. Someone may enter your life through work, friends, travel, social events, or an unexpected meeting. This person may notice you immediately. But the interesting part is that you may not immediately know what to think about them. Perhaps they are confident but not overwhelming. Perhaps they are calm. Perhaps they don't chase you. And strangely, that may make you even more curious. Do not rush. Allow the connection to reveal itself. Sometimes the most powerful attraction is not the loudest one. It is the person whose presence remains in your thoughts after the conversation ends. There is also a possibility that someone from your past could return. If that happens, don't let nostalgia control the situation. Ask yourself whether you miss the person or the version of yourself you were when you were with them. That question could reveal something you have not wanted to admit. Your social life may become more active throughout August. You may receive invitations, meet new people, reconnect with old friends, attend professional events, or become part of a completely different circle. But your social transformation is not only about meeting people. It is also about recognizing who belongs in your future. Some people genuinely celebrate your success. Others secretly compete with it. Some encourage your dreams. Others only support you when your dreams are smaller than theirs. August can make these differences obvious. You don't need to confront everyone. You simply need to notice. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable. Your attention is valuable. And not everyone deserves unlimited access to all three. Psychologically, August brings a powerful lesson about validation. You may have spent years trying to prove that you are capable, trying to prove that you are successful, trying to prove that you are strong, trying to prove that you deserve recognition. But what if you stopped proving? What if you simply became? What if you stopped asking whether people were impressed and started asking whether you were proud of yourself? That shift can be enormous, because external applause is temporary. Self-respect stays. You may experience a moment this month when someone who once doubted you suddenly changes their attitude. They may compliment you, respect you, ask for your advice, offer you an opportunity, and part of you may feel satisfied. But don't make the mistake of living for that moment. Your goal is not to make the people who underestimated you regret it. Your goal is to build a life that no longer requires their approval. That is real success. Your emotional life may also become more private during certain moments of August. You may feel less interested in explaining yourself. You may want quiet, time alone, space to think. And this is healthy. Leo is often associated with visibility, but even the brightest light needs darkness to rest. Give yourself permission to step away from the spotlight. You do not need to be strong every day. You do not need to entertain everyone. You do not need to solve every problem. Sometimes rest is part of leadership. Your physical energy may remain relatively strong, but you should be careful about doing too much at once. Work, family, social life, personal ambitions, relationships. You may try to carry everything simultaneously, but even a powerful engine needs maintenance. Sleep properly. Move your body. Spend time outdoors. Eat well. Take breaks. And especially protect your mental energy. Your creativity can become extremely powerful when your mind is not overloaded. During the first part of August, you may feel a strong desire to organize your future. You may make plans, set goals, consider changes. Around the middle of the month, communication becomes more significant. A conversation could reveal an opportunity. Someone could offer advice. A message may change your plans. Pay attention to unexpected information. The third week of August may bring stronger financial and professional movement. An offer could become more concrete. Project could finally move forward. A new client may appear. Or you may decide to take your own idea seriously. The final days of August are more reflective. You may look back and realize how much has changed. Not necessarily around you, but inside you. You may no longer crave the same things. You may no longer tolerate the same behavior. You may no longer feel the need to chase every opportunity. And that is maturity. Leo, there is a hidden warning in August. Do not confuse attention with progress. Just because many people notice you does not mean every opportunity deserves your energy. Just because someone praises you does not mean they have good intentions. Just because an opportunity looks glamorous does not mean it is good for your future. Look beneath the surface. Ask questions. Observe actions. Then decide. Your intuition may be especially strong this month. You may notice repeating patterns, unexpected coincidences, dreams that stay in your mind, a sudden feeling about a person, a thought that appears at exactly the right moment. Pay attention. But as always, combine intuition with wisdom. Your instincts can show you where to look. Your judgment decides what to do. There may also be an important realization about your identity. Perhaps you have been trying to maintain an image that no longer feels authentic. The successful person, the strong person, the person who always knows what to do, the person who never needs help. But you don't have to live inside that image. You can be uncertain. You can ask for help. You can change direction. You can admit that something hurts. Strength is not pretending that nothing affects you. Strength is knowing what affects you and still choosing how to respond. As August progresses, you may feel increasingly ready to leave behind an old version of yourself. The version that needed everyone to approve. The version that stayed in places simply because leaving looked like failure. The version that accepted less because it was afraid to start again. That version has served its purpose. Now you can let it go. There may be a moment later in August when an unexpected opportunity arrives. Could look small. A conversation. An invitation. A message. A new contact. A short meeting. But something about it may catch your attention. Don't dismiss it too quickly. Some doors do not look important until you walk through them. And once you do, you may discover an entirely different room waiting on the other side. Leo, August 2026 is ultimately about reclaiming your power. Not power over other people. Power over your own choices. Power to say yes. Power to say no. Power to start. Power to stop. Power to leave. Power to stay. Power to choose yourself without feeling guilty. You may have spent enough time waiting for the right moment. Perhaps the right moment is not something you find. Perhaps it is something you create. And this month gives you opportunities to do exactly that. As August comes toward its conclusion, you may find yourself standing between two versions of your future. One is comfortable, familiar, predictable. The other is uncertain, but exciting. The second path may require courage. It may require you to disappoint someone. It may require you to start from a smaller position than you expected. But it could also bring something the familiar path cannot. Growth. And Leo, growth rarely feels comfortable while it is happening. Feels like stretching, like uncertainty, like leaving behind an identity that once protected you. But later, when you look back, you may realize that discomfort was simply the doorway. So don't be afraid of the changes August brings. Some changes are not taking something from you. They are making room for something better. A better career. A healthier relationship. A stronger financial foundation. A more authentic social circle. Calmer mind. A more confident version of yourself. You may even reach the end of the month and realize that the biggest victory was not an external achievement. It was the moment you stopped needing permission to become who you wanted to be. Leo, remember this throughout August. You do not need to be the loudest person in the room to be powerful. You do not need everyone to admire you to know your worth. You do not need to chase recognition when your actions already speak for you. And you do not need to remain in a situation simply because people are used to seeing you there. Your future belongs to the version of you who is brave enough to change. So walk into August 2026 with confidence, but also with wisdom. Listen carefully. Observe people. Protect your energy. Take financial decisions seriously. Say what you mean. Do not ignore the opportunities that arrive unexpectedly. And most importantly, stop measuring your future by the opinions of people who cannot see what you are becoming. Because August may begin with questions. It may bring emotional revelations. It may challenge your comfort zone. But it can end with something far more valuable. A renewed sense of power. And once you remember who you are, you stop chasing doors that were never meant for you. You start building your own. Leo, August 2026 may not simply change your circumstances. It may change the way you see yourself, and that could be the beginning of everything.